Hey everybody, One Wisdom here. It is Monday, January 13th, a little after 9 p.m. Gonna come in here. I don't know what went on. Apparently, combined lack of sleep and the sheer excitement of getting the Arcane Crossbow Battle Pack in Shipwreck Island. I apparently never introduced LightCore Countdown and LightCore Whamshell. I got those this past Thursday at Toys R Us. My local store, for what it's worth, there were actually far more Whamshell than Countdown. People have been telling me opposite of that, seemingly everyone else, but that's what I saw locally. That's all I can tell you. I've only seen them at Toys R Us. Amazon's probably had them a time or two. I couldn't actually catch them in time to order with everything else. That said, in some of these last couple introductions, I know I was thinking it in my head. I don't remember if I recorded it or not, but I couldn't figure out why Whamshell wasn't lit up, and it was bothering me because I knew I'd introduced him, and apparently I never did. Both of these guys, Countdown, which he'll be here in part 60, Whamshell in part 61, they were totally box stock apparently until yesterday, and I don't know. Whamshell may have only been in one battle, maybe two at least, and then Countdown took part in a few more. But that'll be the only thing. LightCore Countdown may have actually leveled up. I don't think Whamshell did. It won't be a big deal. I'll be able to give you their baseline stats. But again, I was going through, I've made some of these videos live now, and I was gonna come in last night while I was, doing the descriptions in those and setting up the blog post, and I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and get Countdown and Whamshell, make those LightCore videos, live on YouTube, and I couldn't find them in my video manager. And I went to upload them, and I couldn't find the files. And apparently, like I said, I just got too excited with the other stuff, did not apparently record them. So, that said, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to back out of here. This is actually Countdown, just good old standard Countdown, available since launch. I really like the guy. My nephew liked him. He kind of didn't think he would, based on just his initial assumptions, but in that battle mode he did. This is what he looks like. Note his fuse is burning, but it's literally like a flame. It's almost like when he shoots the rockets and you see the fire behind the rocket right there. That's almost what that is. That's basically what the LightCore does. Initially, what I had thought all along upon seeing, the LightCore figure, I thought the whole head would light up. That's not the case. It's just the fuse. The fuse is still cool. It's just kind of sad it doesn't radiate down onto the head. I covered all that in detail in the unboxing, but let me get him over here in the light for you. That's kind of your best look right now at Countdown. But I'm going to go ahead, we'll just pull him. This should register new. They do that deal whenever you play him in battle mode. Of course, it keeps track of the stats and wins and losses and everything. But it doesn't actually add them to your collection, until you literally use them, like right now in story mode. So I'm going to stick LightCore Countdown on, and we will run through the paces.
I'm the bomb! LightCore.
Oh, sweet. So that took care of an accolade.
Rank up.
I thought we were already at 19. So, anyway, he is at level 2. My apologies there. That puts his health at 319. Box stock, it is, I believe, 290. Speed, I guess I'll cover all that later, but this is Monday, so it is plus 10. You'll kind of see that accented in orange. That said, if you pay really close attention, you can see what I'm talking about. I'll shoot the rocket off again. That's his primary attack. That little fire trail matched up perfectly with Countdown's fuse. It actually doesn't with this guy. This one's got a little bit more of an intense light, and that of course matches the LightCore pose. That said, his speed's 43, so at 53 he's going to be moving pretty quick. That's what he looks like jumping. If you pay careful attention, face you, you'll actually see that his head does a 360 in the air. It's actually really cool in my opinion, but it's one of those things you don't have to do in the game. just little things like that people appreciate as they replay it. Some people get it initially, but that sheep, once again, it's always that ram that just seems to be the cocking. We'll let him go until he walks back in front of me, which he did, so shoo sheep. That's what it looks like when you hit a sheep with a rocket, it burns a wolf. Primary attack, it's dealing 19 with block stock. You can rapid fire this. What's really cool, you saw the 29 there. My favorite thing about this, it's that fast. There's no lag. You don't shoot 1, 2, and then have to wait for a reload, kind of like on Drill Sergeant. I was going to say Drill Rocket. I mean, it's not super fast, but I mean, there's really no lag. Just as quick as you can hit the button, you'll be shooting off another rocket. 19 to 29 is the damage. That's called Rocket Blast. Bomb Head is his secondary. This one's really cool. If you watch the Treacherous Beach Battles my nephew and I did, I used this a few times when he was like running away from it. You just press the A button here on the Wii U. You see the head come off. It did 18 damage there. It's going to roll back into 18. I think the explosions are 38. Let me try and set it down. You can kind of see there what it does. It literally like homes in on enemies. That was 38 damage on the explosion. Now the cool thing, this time I'm going to release it. I didn't go where I wanted to. Let me try this. Release it, press A, immediately it'll blow up. So you can kind of control it when the bomb blows up. You saw it do the 38 there. So it'll rattle chain off a few enemies. There's not a guarantee that when it does blow up manually, it will be by anything or damage anything you intended to. That said, you can control by pressing the secondary attack button once again when it blows up, if you're so inclined. Something else I've noticed, I can't think of the guy's name, but the one over there pumping iron by the upgrade chamber, he only works the right arm. I've never seen him actually pump iron with the left one, so someone should probably tell me. Anyway, we're going to can all that coming here. I'm going to go to collection, cycle over to Spyro set. As you can see, not making that up, we went from 138 to 139, 18 now on the tech element. That's pretty impressive. We'll slide over here. LightCore should be our last one. There's the inset artwork there for Countdown. He was one of the first characters I got on. Note though that like they moved some of these. I thought I'd had this all figured out, and then I noticed it with it seems like Stink Bomb, I think, so when I noticed they moved up. Did the same thing with Spy Rise and Wind Up. So that's kind of cool though, because it puts an emphasis on like your actual let's see. I still don't quite understand what their logic is, but at least now the way it's doing, you kind of have like your Swap Force blue base characters towards the front to some degree. That said, right now, check that out. Let me cycle back. It's a shame these guys aren't like on top of each other, but there's that artwork again, since I rambled a little much for you. We'll come back over. Totally different artwork there. This is Countdown, the LightCore version. Slogan, of course, I'm the bomb. Story's going to be the same. We're going to go ahead and read it anyway. I really like that artwork there. Countdown was discovered by a group of Yetis. Again, I wish that like was Slam Bam and Friends. Just kind of would have made the story that much better. He was found by the Yetis who were snowboarding a chilly morning when they came across a big bomb encased in ice. After bringing it back to their cabin, they were shocked when it actually came to life. No one, not even Countdown himself, has any memory of where he came from or how he ended up frozen in the mountains. Since becoming a Skylander, Master Eon has graciously been trying to help piece together fragments of his past. This has proven difficult though, as Countdown loses some of his memory every time he explodes, which happens a lot. In the meantime, Countdown has enjoyed working with Eon and fighting alongside the Skylanders to defend their world against evil, even though he occasionally forgets what he is doing. So, kind of an endearing story there. Again, that's a really impressive, picture there for him. But I actually do like Countdown. He was one of those ones that we saw way back in the day before any of us knew anything. We didn't even know if it would for sure be a character, if it was like a canceled prototype from one of the first two games. But I'm actually a big fan of Boomer. He's kind of got personality elements of Eruptor in that bio. But just a really cool deal. And I like the fact that, like the rocket hands aren't tied in with a timer, doesn't overheat, the bomb toss is pretty instantaneous, when you're button tapping. So kind of a welcome change, like wind up, you've got to clock him up and everything. So it's pretty cool to just kind of have a guy come in there and just take care of business, and no delay. So we're gonna back out of here, back all the way out of there. I guess LightCore Wham Shell will bring us up to 140. So we'll get out of here. We're gonna come to Skylander.
Ooh, I'm a smart bomb.
Maximum health at level 2. He's 39. I'm sorry, 319, which means he's going to be plus 29, I guess, every level. If you care to do the math, you could go ahead and figure out what he'd be at level 20. Pretty cool idle animations you can watch while I'm reading all this to you. His speed box stock is 43. This is Monday, so it's a plus 10 speed. That's kind of where that's skewed. Armor 12, critical hit is actually 8. Again, one of those nights I had a bunch of videos rendering and uploading. I was passing time sticking the green-based SSA guys on the portal. And apparently when I went in and did that second arena challenge with Legendary Bouncer of all people, you get a charm for plus 1 critical hit. So now I know. Elemental power plus 70, box stock would have been 25. So we'll back out of there. The most important thing, of course, is his upgrades. It begins with... This is the same thing that bothered me on Countdown. I wondered if this one would be different. I have never, that I can recall, remember seeing a Skylander who started with their secondary attack shown first here. I mean, it's really irrelevant. It's not like they have the wrong descriptions or buttons tied in with anything. But usually would go YA in case of the Wii U, your primary and secondary. This is literally the secondary attack, but kind of an interesting thing. Again, no harm done really. They're just kind of out of order compared to everything else I've ever seen. But some of you that get into like the little flaws or little special details, etc. Might take note of it. That said, bomb head. Press A to shoot a bomb head that explodes and damages enemies in a larger area. Again, it does damage on the way, and you can manually control the explosion by simply pressing A again. Primary attack, which is listed second for some reason, is called Rocket Blast. Press Y to fire a rocket. This is very proficient there in battle arenas, even box stock. Now we get into the upgrades. Countdown, despite the fact he's a new lander, follows a traditional format, nothing crazy. 4 purchased upgrades, 2 paths, 3 upgrades down each path. Since he's a new lander, only has access to a soul gem. So short, sweet, and to the point, just like we like it. First purchased upgrade is called Controlled Burst. Hold Y to charge a rocket, release to shoot a large rocket that deals increased damage. See that type of charge attack with pretty much all the tech Skylanders, it seems. Roaring Rockets. Rockets do increased damage. Kaboom. Next up, this looks pretty cool. Kind of reminiscent of like Double Trouble, Sonic Boom, Terrafin, more in the fact that it's the tertiary attack, But it's called Explosive Friendship. Press X to summon a bomb ally that explodes near enemies. That looks like a little mechanized bomb almost, if you inverted the colors and added the eyes. Final purchased upgrade before picking a path, Hefty Concussion. This ties in with his background story. Press A to shoot a more powerful bomb head that does increased damage. Press A again to detonate the bomb head. So you can already detonate on your own. I guess they didn't list it off, or maybe they didn't intend for you to. Nonetheless, that should be pretty cool. Now you get to the point you have to pick a path. This top path is called Boom Buddies Forever. As you might have guessed from the artwork and the name, it actually addresses the tertiary attack. So we're going to take a look at that. Boom Buddies. Press X to summon a bomb ally that explodes near enemies. You can now have up to 4 bomb allies at once. So again, pretty cool deal there. I was never a big fan of those types of upgrades. Sonic Boom and Double Trouble come to mind. Both like... what was her path? The Siren Griffin path, and Double Troubles was Channeler, I guess. Those two were awesome, and I didn't think the others could be any good. And then in Giants, I went ahead and I took the other path, and I was like, wow, that's actually impressive damage numbers. Still prefer, like, graphically, the others, but nonetheless, this is something I won't discount anymore. Second purchased upgrade down, boom buddies forever, is bombing blitzers. Bomb allies do increased damage, adorable and explosive. Lastly, lingering sparks. Bomb allies shoot flames from their fuses that damage nearby enemies. So let's say they lock on, there's like equidistant enemies from when you spawn them. Maybe they lock on to the chompy on the left side. While they run or chase that chompy, they can shoot the sparks and I guess damage chompies that spawn again, or the one to the right, etc. If you're not into that sort of thing, or if you've already taken Countdown down that path and you want to do the other one with LightCore Countdown, you want to come down here and take a Rocketeer path. It's the better name in my opinion, just that's a pretty sweet path name. It begins with triple threat. Hold Y to charge a rocket. Release to shoot a large rocket and 2 smaller rockets. That will be pretty effective in my opinion. Only issue is going to be kind of like what the charge time is. Second purchased upgrade, Warhead Hands. All rocket attacks do even more damage. Danger, explosive hugs. Lastly, down Rocketeer, we have Mega Mortar. Controlled Burst does increased damage in a larger area. So, again, you kind of pick your poison here. You want to go primary or you want to go tertiary. The great thing is, with Countdown, I know a lot of people are like, oh, geez, they doubled up the LightCore again. To me, that's a good thing. It's a different pose, and more importantly, I would rather buy LightCore Countdown to take the second path than I would to actually buy 2 of the same character. We will have Kickoff Countdown coming up sometime here shortly, I believe. It's going to tie in, of course, with soccer. So if for some reason you hate LightCores, you only get the LightCore and don't like the standard pose, there is a chance for you to have that third LightCore, or possibly your second in some cases, to take the other one. That said, regardless of the path you take in Cascade Glade, I actually missed this. I'm going to have to go back and get it. I think that's... Is that the one we need to stink bomb for the sneaks? I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've actually gotten to play story mode. Thinking I'm going to do chapter 6 tonight, then work on some videos. But the soul gem for LightCore Countdown is self-destruct. Hold A for a short amount of time. I like that they specified short amount of time, to cause a massive amount of damage to every enemy nearby. So that sounds promising. We're going to back out of here. Oops, my bad.
Outlast and outblast!
Eventually, there we go. Alright, these are pretty basic. I cover them just for the sake of covering them. Defeat 1,000 enemies, eat 15 pieces of fruit, don't take damage outside story mode, win 10 PvP. As you can see, he did pretty well the other day, won 3 of the matches he was in. Totally maxed out. If you don't like Countdown box stock, I like this because it encourages you to get all those upgrades, then play with them, and hopefully that changes your mind. Tech specific cause 7,500 elemental bonus damage. The 2 big tech ones, out-teched, defeat Glumshanks and Jungle Rumble without switching Skylanders. And lastly, Problem Solver. Defeat a total of 25 lock-picking puzzles with this Skylander. The Shock and Bolt ones do actually count, if anyone cares. So, right here in Woodboro, I should say. His personal quest is called Out with a Bang. Defeat 10 enemies at once with your self-destruct explosion ability. And with that, that is pretty much it for LightCore Countdown. You saw his base attacks. We covered his bio. Took a look at his upgrades, everything like that. So we're good to go. I'm going to come in here. We'll introduce LightCore Whamshell in intro number 61. Again, I kind of thought I'd already done these, but apparently not. And once I do that, it'll probably be like around 9:45. I think I will then go into chapter 6. This will be my first chapter to actually be recorded with the new setup, the new TV, the high def, etc. So that'll be exciting. But I'll see how that goes, and we'll go ahead and end this. Like I said, my apologies, I really did think I'd already recorded this and it was supposed to be up last night with all the other most recent recordings, but stuff happens. Again, in this case it was Thornhorn Camo and Wind Up that probably, and the Groove Machine that kind of distracted me. That said, as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the blog, oneofwisdom.com. If you take that link at the top of the video description box, what I've done, that'll take you to a blog post. I'm going to have the most recent introductions at the top, so you'd see 60 LightCore Countdown, 59 Spy Rise, 58 Sheepwreck Island, etc. Instead of loading that up with videos like I like to do, I know some of you have slower internets like mine at times, and it will like crash and never load. So what I'm doing, I'm just putting the links there. All you have to do, you can go there if you were interested in LightCore Countdown and you're like, man, I really want to see I don't know, we'll say you're big into the tech element, you want to see wind up. Just go there, find the character, it'll be easy to list off. I've got big text by numbers and everything. Click that link, it'll take you straight to the video. So I think that is the best way to do that. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Again, thanks for watching, and I will catch y'all back here to introduce LightCore Whamshell.